Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video, I'm back with another account review. This is going to be episode 14, so I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. First player we have here is Lilith from Yellowstone team, and before I go ahead and do a account review on this player's account, I do want to mention, if you want me to, review your account, have a chance for me to do that, and make sure you comment down below your team name and also your profile name, because that's very important. And if you want to add any comments to it, you can do that as well. Same comments, just go ahead and submit it and you'll have a chance for a future episode. But this player's level 88, 49k launch power, and this player said, I would love to listen to your advices and ratings about my current progress. I started playing back in 2014 maybe. That's around the time I started playing too. I played it for like 2 years and then I took a huge break, like 6 years, wow. And then I continued playing at the beginning of Blossom era, and this player's been playing since Blossom era. You know what, Blossom era was actually pretty good, although Doomed era would have been nicer, I feel like, but Blossom era not bad. So let's see what you got here. Oh, you do have some Doom monsters here, I say. Alright, so as for a level 88 player, you are doing pretty good, I've got to say. Wow. Okay, so your attack team is actually not that bad. I do like your attack team, although I feel like you should run one more team speed here, and then Ural just has way too much speed. I feel like maybe run like one life with speed if you have that, like mutated life with speed. If not, you could do one team speed with two speed there. And then for your defense team, I'm assuming you're using this as your supporter. Yep, that's right. Attacker, and then you just have Ram there. Swap out Ram very soon, but with this you want Naya to take in the turn before Serpentix, but you see the speed difference here, 21,800, 11,000. That's a huge speed difference. Although sometimes you might want to turn transfer, I understand that, but like most of the time you just want the supporter's speed to be as close as possible to the attacker. So try to get the speed as close as possible to Serpentix's speed. So you can do, for example, 1 speed and 2 team speed maybe, or 2 speed and 1 team speed. And then you'll have to swap out Rom for a tank. So if you have any tanks, swap it out. If not, no tanks, just swap it out with a supporter with like torture immunity or something, or healing like Nerida or Talika. You know what I mean? Turmoil is actually good, so invest in this one. I see you have a Zedgen as well, so if you want to invest in that one, that's good too. This is also worth investing in. Everyone else, no, not really. Klax maybe, but I like Dragbite more, so if you want to invest in Dragbite, he has access to Cold Blood. I think Klax has the same thing, yeah. Klax has the same exact thing, except obviously Fire and Thunder compared to Dark. But I like this one because of the Bleeding Hater, Random Elemental Hater. It's just nice. But overall, not bad. Let's go ahead and visit your island and see what you got here. Now this is something somebody actually brought up in the previous video that I kind of want to note, and I'll probably start using this method for every single account review as I do as now on. So again, your feedbacks are always appreciated, and it's important, and I always take notes. So the feedback was about why not just go to the Monstergram and check their monsters there to see if they have anything else, because when players when I do their account review, you know how it shows like best monsters and it's only like a few rows, and then I basically go based off that. But why not just go through Monstergram and give some feedback from here. So let's do this. So I'm going to say owned. I think that's going to make it a lot easier, and just scroll all the way down, and then basically from there on I'll let you know what monsters you should actually focus on leveling up, this and that. Looks like you actually have Voltic Redeemed, which wasn't in your profile, so I would highly recommend investing in Voltic Redeemed. I think that's a fantastic monster, so make sure to definitely invest in that. Zarkane's actually pretty nice for team wars, I would say, for like the defense wise especially. So if you want to invest in that, that'd be nice. Prospero is actually not that bad either, anticipation there. Empress Luthien. Oh, you have Darman too. Okay, so here's the thing, I actually invest in Darman and like level it up even more, or actually even the rank 1's fine right now. Use the rank 1 instead of the 130 that you have for your defense. That one Rom monster it's called, yeah, Rom, the one that I mentioned earlier to take out. Replace it with Darman Santa. Use Darman with Serpentix, and maybe you can slap in like a supporter or like a tank in there instead of Naya if you want. But yeah, like I said, Darman, Dragbite, those are actually worth investing in. These one, well, Duke is actually still not that bad, so if you want to invest in Duke, that's good. Fireful as well. Epigris is not bad. He's actually quite alright at rank 3, so if you want to get that to rank 3, that'd be nice. Boulder is actually fantastic. Talika is actually amazing. So if you can, try to level up Talika to at least rank 3, I think it is. Whenever she gains the area torture immunity, whatever that rank is, try to get it to that, and then use this instead of, let's say, Darman or Ram. You know what I mean? It'd be a lot nicer. We have 4 labs as well. Use those monsters, invest in them. Serpentic, Tingatum, those are actually worth investing in. Shadows as well. You have Shadow, that's awesome. You have most key monsters, I would say, so it's good to invest in them. You have Naya here as well. Fear is there, so focus on leveling up these guys. Sparkus is still usable. Same with Demon Slayer, but Demon Slayer is actually pretty good at rank 5, I believe, because that's when she gains the area evasion and she also has area torture immunity. Galvanus is actually pretty fantastic too, so focus on Galvanus. Monk Flamworks is also pretty nice with the area torture immunity and block resurrection. Teddy Bomb is alright. I feel like there's just better attackers than Teddy Bombs, although he's like a mix of both denier and attacker slash torturer, but I feel like I'd rather go with like a Serpentix over Teddy Bomb, or maybe that's just me, I don't know, but I prefer Serpentix over Teddy Bomb any day. Dark Voltic's still not that bad if you want to invest in that, but then, you know, the list goes on and there's more to it, but those monsters that I mentioned, focus on those first because those are very important. Anyways, now when it comes down to your island, I noticed that your food farms are here laying around randomly. What you can do is actually take your food farms, either place them all in this island or this island. These 2 islands are actually pretty good for having your, or keeping your food farms in there, you know what I mean? So just keep all your food farms in one island, either that one or this one, because they're small and it's enough space to actually have them all in there, instead of having it like spread out, you know what I mean? It just looks messy, and also when you're just growing for food, you're like, oh man. So sometimes, you know, it glitches out when you like, you're growing food. Let's say you grow one food and then the other farms later on, when you repeat it, one of them doesn't activate. I've had that issue before. That's why I like having it all together, so that way I know if there's something wrong, you know, I can just go ahead and go to that food, easily access it and grow that food. But anyways, when it comes down to your island, I noticed that you basically have all these monsters randomly like everywhere. You see how everything is just spread out? So what I highly recommend doing, this is for everybody, keep this in mind, what I would recommend doing is splitting your main island into either 2 or 4 max. 4 max, okay? For your level, I think 4 should be good, but if you want to do less than that, you can. Basically, what I mean by that is keeping, like, let's say 4 elements or 2 elements. Let's just say 2 elements is a lot easier. So split this into 2. One side's going to be one element, the other side's going to be another element. So nature here, fire here, or thunder here, dark here, you know what I mean? Have them all together. That way, when you place the gold boosts, those monsters will actually benefit from that, and actually you can grow a lot of gold. When it comes down to these islands right here, like, not the islands, these habitats, like legendary ones and stuff like that, again, what I would recommend doing, if you ever run out of space, definitely start taking care of these. Like, either I wouldn't sell them, I would probably just throw them in the monster vault, but if you don't have any space and you know that that monster is easy to obtain, you can go ahead and sell it so that you can actually replace it with mythic habitats. Mythic and ancestrals, those will actually benefit you a lot long term. You can actually get a lot of gold from them. So this right here look nice. You see what I mean? Like this right here, this is good, although I feel like it's not necessary to have these gold, what do they call them? I don't know what they call it, the tiles, whatever. But yeah, sometimes it's waste of space. You know, you can probably throw in like a earth, what should I call it? Either a monster vault or like a earth temple in there. You know what I mean? But all right, these are here. The best place to have these, especially if you invest in Golden Legends Pass, is probably either right here or this island right here for your for your breedings and also your hatchery and monster vault as well. Or you could just throw in monster vault anywhere, it doesn't really matter. Now for your fire, I like this. It's mixed with dark, I see, but where's your dark boost? You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. You're missing out on a lot of gold. I feel like you could make a lot more. You do have light voltic, invest in light voltic. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but level 10, that's good. For your level, that's actually really nice. What? No way, this is still here. It's probably just a bug. They'll get rid of it. I already miss it. Anyways, these 3 are good. You already unlocked them. Again, if you haven't maxed any of these out, in order, like the order you should go with would be this first, this second, and this third to max them all out. You know, get the 3 stars and get the 100%. Next player we have is Hunter Grave 2 from Novia. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But basically, this player went ahead and left a comment saying, "Hey MG, I started playing in 2016 and since then I quit a few times. Indeed, I missed many eras, Metro, Doom, Galactic, and I played the Corrupt Era, Blossom, and came back at the Abyssal Era." So he's playing again at Abyssal Era, and it's a free-to-play player, and I would really appreciate if you could review my account. I would like to get some island layout. Okay, I'm assuming helping with island layouts because you're lacking on space, I'm assuming. Yeah, I lack on monster vault space. Okay, cool. Advice on PvP tips as well. Okay, let's see what you got. This player is level 89. Let's see what your attack team setup is. So you're using the taunt with dodge area, and then you got yourself Cherub Cupid. So your Naya, again, this just with the other player that I mentioned, this Naya is way too fast. You don't want that. You want Naya to be just slightly faster than Cupid. I understand that there's a speed there. I think 2 speed and 1 team speed would actually work out. Maybe one of those level 8s you can actually swap with a team speed. In this Turtle Myrtle, maybe give it like a 1 life if you want, you know what I mean? I feel like at 120 he's just gonna die way too fast. Damage section there, get it to rank 3 because of the damage section, but your attack team, as you see, is actually doing well, but I feel like you could do better. For your defense team, on the other hand, you have Heyman, Magmar, and Silex. This is Silex you want to get rid of ASAP. So Heyman's actually good, but Magmar is quite alright. Let me see what you have. If you have any better attackers, I'll go ahead and let you know, so you can go ahead and use that instead. So Dragbite, you have 120 Dragbite. Why not use the Dragbite over this Magmar? Yeah, and so swap Magmar, give the runes to, you know, your other monster Dragbite, because you have access to Cold Blood. It's almost like Pierce, except it's like a Walmart version again, so it's not the best kind of Pierce, but it's still pretty good. So then Silex, obviously you want to swap out Silex with another monster, so let's see what you got here. So Turtles you're already using. Shaolin, it's at level 50 though, so the only monsters that are actually worth leveling up here would be Turtle Myrtle, Dragbite, Prospero maybe, yeah, because it has Anticipation. It's actually a pretty decent attacker, I would say. And last but not least, obviously Naya. But I want to take a look at your actual like monstergram to see if you got anything better that you can actually use. You're missing most monsters because, again, this player took a long break. So here's the thing: you have Forge Labs. You can actually use Forge Labs instead of that monster that you have, Silex. Instead of Silex, use Forge Labs. Even at level 100, give it some level 7 speed runes or 8 speed runes, whatever. Give it some speed runes and make it fast enough so that it takes in the turn before your attacker, and you can actually do a lot with that Dragbite that you have. You can use Slob instead of Silex as well if you want. Slob is actually not that bad. I want to see if you have any better tanks than Silex, or not Silex, what you might call it. Also, although Silex is sort of a tank, but talking about Slob, you do have Elgato. See if you can actually invest in Elgato. Elgato is amazing, trust me. With a Pierce attacker, you can do so much. Mermodus is at level basically 100, I'm assuming. Xmas, you have some good monsters. Here's the thing, the ones you should invest in would be Turtle Myrtle, like I mentioned. Dragbite, Lord Heyman for sure. Talika, Slob, Forge Labs, Naya, Cherub Cupid for sure. Xmas, maybe Mermodus, Elgato definitely. Elgato is still usable. It's crazy, right? Like, to think about this, Elgato was from Corrupted Era and still being used. It's like one of the best monsters still up to this date, like as a supporter, like a damage booster. But the other monsters you can just ignore. So for your PvP setup for your defense, I would probably use Naya if I were you. Naya with Slob and Dragbite. Something like that, but I think you're using Naya for your offense if I'm not mistaken. So try leveling up Talika. Talika has almost, it's actually better, I feel like, as a supporter wise. I feel like Mother Talika is actually better than Naya, because especially like when it's ranked up with the torture immunity that you're getting, and also NER with damage boost, double damage, right? Then there is torture immunity as skills, NER, healing, shield. It's just so good. Forge Labs as well. So use those monsters, start leveling them up. They're good, okay? So for your, okay, here's the thing. For your main island layout, this is not good, okay? Start getting rid of this. You don't have to sell them. What I would recommend doing is probably like move these islands one by one to like these islands. Just spread them out anywhere, really. And then make your main island full of mythics. And split it into like 2 or maybe 4 the most. But basically focus on, let's say, you see how you have nature monsters here? So then that basically, here's the thing. You move all these, place them anywhere, right? So you can make some space here. Move all your mythic natures, for example, right? Because this was used for nature, sure. You put in all mythic natures here. Place in some boosts around it. You're going to make a lot of gold. For example, you have fire here. You can actually get rid of these water ones. Fire too. and make this other side fire, full of fire. For your level, you can split it up to like 4 max. It doesn't really matter. Later on, obviously, you would have to split it into maybe 2 because you're going to have a lot of mythics long term. But for now, I think 4 should be fine. 4 elements the most. You see how this temple is just randomly sitting there? Yeah, get rid of that. Place it in like those islands that you don't even use. Like this one right here. This Panikin farm right here. Or Panikin habitat. Yeah, you could probably place like 2 temples here. Maybe 1 temple right there. And another temple right here. Another temple right here. You see how you have these temples here already? Yeah, something like that. You have your dark monsters here. So dark is already good. You don't have to worry about dark. So make this main island probably nature mixed with fire and maybe another element the most. And get rid of these. Trust me, mythics are going to make you a lot more gold than this. And if you have, especially if you have like gold boosts around it, like this right here, this is perfect. See, this is good. But again, main island, you don't want to waste your main island. This is just like, this is the best island like in the game, I feel like. People shouldn't, you know, people should actually take advantage of this rather than just placing in all these random monsters here, you know what I mean? But this, yeah, keep all your food farms in this island since you are already keeping it there. I wonder if you have any other food farms laying around anywhere. Nope. Oh yeah, you are. See, these, move them in here. Get rid of this mythic habitat, place it in your main island. Level 10, that's good. Monster lab's good. These 3 are good. But yeah, see, you're doing well with some elements, but the other elements you're still lacking, so move them in main island. Definitely take care of that. These other ones you don't have to worry about for now. Later on, when you get a lot of mythic habitats and a lot of mythic monsters, then that's when you can start slowly replacing these. But with these monsters right here, especially the ones that are easily breedable, the ones that are easily obtained, you can actually sell them. If you're, because you did mention you're lacking on monster vault space, that's like the last resort. I'd just probably sell them. If, like for example, Vapworld is super easy to obtain, sell it. Firestar is super easy to obtain as well, sell that. Treesart, it doesn't make you a lot of gold, sell it. You know what I mean? Those monsters that aren't really used as much and are easily obtainable, then yeah, sell them. Although some of them will be, you know, usable for breeding events, that's the thing. The ones that are easily obtainable, take care of those, sell them, because you can always obtain them again easily if there's a breeding event going on or something, and if that's a key monster, you know what I mean? So, but other than that, you're doing pretty well, I would say. So yeah, for a level 89 player, especially you took that long break, you're actually doing pretty well. Next player we have here is Marcus Busby. So this player went ahead and wrote left a comment saying, "Hi MG, I would appreciate it a lot if you give me some advice and some tips on what monsters to work on as I just came back to the game. I started playing the game when the mythics came out. Then I took a long break during the Cosmic era and came back at the beginning of the Blossom era and took another break when the Galactic era ended. I just came back about a week ago. I'm mostly a free-to-play player, but I've spent money on the Legends passes and such. Upon my return, I look forward to investing the most possible without spending much money on the game, maybe 1 or 2 passes per era depending on the monster." So yeah, that's actually a good idea. I feel like players that actually tend to return, the best investment to make would be Legends passes, but that's only if the monster is really like worth it, you know what I mean, the Legends pass. So the past many Legends passes, I feel like the key monster, like the Golden Legends pass, has not been worth it really, especially with this era. Starting this era, like they released that one you know, General Terrais, but like the mythic version, it was so bad, I was just like, no, I'm not gonna spend money, it's not worth it. Although the pass itself is actually worth it, but the monster is not, so I just didn't spend any at all. And even this pass, the current pass, you know what I mean? But the list goes on, but I'm not gonna really whine about the Legends pass. Let's just give some tips with the attack team and do an overall review. So your attack team, you're using Naya, you're using Talika, and this monster. Where's your attacker? You're not gonna win much with this, I would say. Your defense team, on the other hand, not that bad. You do have Ural Resurrector, you have your attacker, and last but not least, your tank. But the thing with this is that you see the gap with the speed, 20,000 compared to 14,000. Try to take care of that gap, I would say, and maybe slap in 1 life instead of the triple team speed. Here's the thing, a tip I'll give you guys: only go with triple team speed only if you have mutated life with that, you know what I mean? So if this was, let's say, triple team speed mutated with life, that's completely fine, but there's nothing like that, you know what I mean? So your life here, 967,000, just slap in like 1 life there, you'll be fine. But let me see, you can definitely take care of your attack and defense. Let me see what you got here though. This is actually a fantastic monster right away. You wanna max this one out. It's good for bounty hunt, it's good for team wars, it's good for PvP. Again, this one's also pretty good, so I'm glad you already have it maxed out. Prospero is pretty good as well. I'm assuming you recently maxed this out through the bounty hunt, right? 140 Mataragan. Okay, not bad, not bad. This is really good. This is one of the best monsters you can actually invest in. So this, you want to max this out as soon as possible and use it. But yeah, Fropsy, I would actually level up Fropsy. This is actually not that bad. He's pretty solid. Fropsy's pretty good. You can probably use Fropsy later on for your attack team. So it would be your dodge area with Fropsy as the taunt, and then you can probably slap in another dodge area in there. It could be Ural, it could be Teddy Bomb if you have Teddy Bomb. If not, here's the thing. A perfect team I could actually make for you right now for your attack team that you can actually win a lot of battles with would be Naya attacker, Ural on the side, and then Talika on the side as well instead of Galvanis. So just remove Galvanis and basically swap Galvanis with Ural for your defense and attack team, and make sure Naya has like triple strength or something. You could do triple strength. Make sure Ural is a bit tanky, so you could do like 1 or 2 life with the team speed. Same with your Talika, you could do like 1 life and 2 team speed or something like that. That would work pretty well. I feel like you could actually make, I feel like, Talika slightly faster than your attacker, which is going to be Naya. That way you can NER with double damage, healing if you ever need it. You can win a lot of battles. I feel like Naya as an attacker actually works very well. You just need to know how to win the battles with, you know what I mean? Even if it comes down to like an anticipation. But anyways, that's what you got here. So you basically divide it into 2 elements, I see. One is dark, the other one's light. This is actually good. See, for the first 2 players that I reviewed, this is something that you kind of want to do. So just divide it into like 2 elements or maybe 4 the most. But this player's actually doing well. I see that you have everything organized here with the light category and the dark being there. You can probably slap in a couple of dark with light monsters in there and eventually get rid of this and replace it with a mythic habitat. But I feel like you can definitely slap or probably fit in at least maybe 2 more habitats in here if you squeeze in a little bit. No, or just that one right there. 1 or 2 the most, I would say. So eventually get rid of this and replace it with the mythic habitat, and you can probably make that like the light element, since you have light monsters here in this area, and this could be dark, you know what I mean? So whatever you have the most of, let's just say. But your magic monsters, oh, this is actually pretty good. All your magic monsters are together. Nice. And those, the placement of that for that is actually pretty nice too. Your nature monsters are over here. This is actually good with the placement. I'm pretty sure they're also receiving as much as these guys are, if I'm not mistaken. But this is what matters. The ones that are closest to it, they should be receiving most of it. This is just a random island, I understand that, so I'm not going to really say much about that. And you have your legendary mode. Oh, that's cool. All your legendaries and then your other legendaries, that's good. Oh wow, you have all these 3 islands full of them. That's cool. If I was you, I would probably place them in the vault, but if you don't have any monsters like mythic monsters in the vault, then yeah, it's okay. Here's the thing with your vault, just for you, I would probably just move in monsters like this, you know, epics, rares, and things like that. But until like later on, when you have a lot of mythics where these, you know, get replaced with mythics, then I understand you can probably move these back to monster vault. Level 10, that's good. You have all your food farms here. Where's your other food farm? There's supposed to be one more, no? Where's your other food farm? Do you have it somewhere? Or maybe I'm just mistaken. Okay, maybe it's just mistaken. So yeah, that's fine. But you know, just later on, get rid of this. You know, just have this full of food farms. See, this is when you have all your food farms, they're all level 3 maxed out and everything, and you have them all in this island. You know, that remaining space, yeah, you can probably, you know, utilize it. Probably put in like a temple or like all these huts or whatever, you know, make use of it. But then if for those of you guys that really want to, like, you know, place in decorations and stuff, then you can go ahead and do that. Like decoration for this scenario would be fine, like this right here, this case, you'll be fine, like you can do that. But anyways, legendary monsters here. This is actually good placement for your, what you might call it, temples, for your hatchery, and also your breeding guardians, sorry, breeding temples. These aren't bad. all your water monsters are together. Good job. Fire are together. This is actually a pretty good island, I've got to say. But anyways, guys, that's going to be pretty much it for today's Monster Legends account review video. I hope you guys did enjoy. And if you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and I always make this video to help you guys out because you first of all enjoy it, and also another thing, it helps many of you guys out there. So if it did really help you guys out, just go ahead and drop a like in return, and subscribe if you're new around here. And if you want your account to be reviewed in a future episode, make sure to leave a comment down below with your team name. So for me, it would be Monster Gaming, and then your sorry, not team name, your profile name first, and then your team name, and then obviously you can write in another comment under it saying whatever you want to say. If you want me to focus on something really specific, like for example your PvP setup or something, you know what I mean, I could do that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.